I think it was fantastic, actually. I found the feel very nice. I think the audience really were, you could see them absolutely listening and you know, plugged in. And the lighting was great as well. I think it was very clear. Coventry's done very well. I mean, I think we had plenty of notice in terms of, you know, and for people like me who have done TED Talk before, it was very useful in terms of coaching us into it. Just the lighting and then the stage setting and the audience and so on. And the fact that you've got only about 16, 17 odd minutes to fit this in. So I think that went very well. So it was very useful. It was a very young sort of student-like audience, and that was very useful because I wanted to talk about a new language around technology. And that's interesting because that's about fresh ideas, fresh imagination, a fresh narrative. And I think the audience was just right for it. It's very timely in terms of what's happening in the cybersecurity world. And this was an opportunity to just make people think as to how they can approach the subject very differently. And just doing a pitch around that. That was my main sort of objective with this, you know, to motivate them into fresh thinking. So hopefully I got that through. I was trying to move from a language of fear to a language of promise, innovation, opportunity, growth, systems design, resilience, leadership. So the idea really here is that the problem set is not a problem set, it's an opportunity space for us to think about and bring new creative ideas. And I was just trying to emphasize the importance of narrative, you know, around technology and how we need to change that. So I think I use samples from the media, I use samples from policy papers, and also samples from sort of industry guidelines or labels, just to share with them the connotations that are around words. And I think that helped in the sense that, oh, well, it's in the 15 minutes that I had, sort of, you know, those things, those samples that were there to help me get across the idea that, you know, we need to move from this kind of language around fear and weakness and vulnerability and attack to a new language, as I say, of growth and opportunity and innovation. And just to raise some questions around it. How do we, you know, use those kind of ideas and concepts to move forward and progressively? At least 15 years in terms of academic R&D, research and development. So I have a good handle, and also recently working very closely with government and industry as well on various of those themes. So a very interesting space I sort of negotiate between different communities. So it gives me a good handle on the different languages or languages that people use. I think it'll have to be. There's no doubt we're all under attack, as it were. So it's all about cybersecurity and protection and protecting personal data and so on and privacy. And so I think the point here really is that inevitably we'll have to deal with it. We can either approach it from a language of fear or approach it from a language of innovation and opportunity to say, okay, well, how do we turn this around? How do we make this more positive? Fear doesn't help, whereas opportunities and innovation can drive practices and imagination into more positive areas.